Good evening, every single one of y'all. It's Monday. It's a new week. It's going to be new gossip. We are going to talk about the ending of the old week because Andy's here, and I know me and OMONDI spoke for a bit, but we've had a 24-hour calm down, so we will talk about the destruction of Arsenal in pre-season. We will also talk about Kylian Mbappe before we get onto our topics. And our topics, look, if you've read the thumbnail, you know. If you haven't read the thumbnail, stick around, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We've got a show for you. It's the agenda. Good evening, gents. How are we? How are we? And how are we?
I'm all good, my friends. How are you?
Always good. It's a Monday. It's the beginning of the week, but I keep telling people you got to be blessed when you wake up, man. You got to be blessed when you wake up, you know? A Monday. How are we?
Yeah, man, you're right. Good message. You have to be thankful out here for every day. Every day you see the sunshine, it's a good day. And just make the most of it, man, guys. What a weekend. Obviously, we had a great result against Arsenal. It wasn't just a result, it's a performance as well. We're in levels, we're improving. So love to see it. And you can see the fan base is feeling sweet right now. I haven't seen Andy's reaction or anything for you, Andy. I know you're on the Stretford Paddock doing a live watch along, but yeah, I can't wait to hear from you and what you think about it, because we've had our say.
Yeah, it was a late night. It's a late night, early hours football. I'm so glad we don't live in Australia. So we'd be doing this at middle. You know what I mean? Imagine the Premier League moved inside English League to Australia, be middle of the night or America. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was happy. I'm getting in at 3 o'clock in the morning after being at the paddock. Skeleton crew. It was a skeleton crew, by the way. Yeah. Fair play to Scotty and Nathan Ellington. Used to play for West Brom.
Great.
With you. Yeah, good lad, good bloke. And he gave me a lift home. Cheers for that, pal. I appreciate it. It's not every day you get to ride in a Merc, is it? You know what I mean? Wow. Come get out of it like that. You know what? Yeah, I'm the man. You know, Andy Tate dog's bollocks. Yeah, just get out of Mercedes and stroll home. So it was all right, and it was a good result all round. And it's good to see Arsenal fans melt down. Oh, it's so good. It's all good. I mean, why fight with yourselves is another thing. I've seen that video going round.
Oh God, yeah.
Absolutely.
Just tell the viewers about that. What happened there? Because I've seen the footage, but just want to summarize.
Yeah, I think he scored. I think United scored when Ramsey scored. Then we started fighting. You know what I mean? Ramsey let in. Bruno scored, and Ramsey let it through him. And they all started fighting. I mean, God, is this the Emirates or is this AFTV? You know what I mean? So it's. You don't fight amongst yourselves. It's silly. It's silly. I mean, you can have a disagreement, you know what I mean, but you don't fight. It's only a friendly, but I enjoyed the game from start to finish. I mean, fair play, big up to the players who played. Mainu. You don't need Muller, Rice, baby. You know what I mean? You don't need absolutely wonderful 18-year-old kid. Brilliant debut. Sancho. Running like road runner. Actually, great first half performance. So playing as a false 9, running down, and he scored his goal. Bruno scoring one, setting up Anthony. Anthony should have scored as well.
Yeah.
The first 10 minutes, it was pretty much even. Steven could have been a goal each. Arsenal, great double save from Tom Eaton. And I enjoyed it. And even Ten Hag was getting irate at half time, and I loved that when Bruno. Usually it's the manager pulling the finger away, isn't it? Bruno, come on, boss, forget it, leave it. Fucking ain't worth it. Come on, we're on top. Screw them. You know, Arteta getting irate as well. Martinez doing a tackle, and they all getting all above the stations. You know what I mean? But what you did to Ahmed as well. So thank God Ahmed's on the mend.
What's the summary of that injury?
It's not as bad as it. It could be a fortnight. It could be
okay. That's good then. Yeah.
He could be back for the Old Trafford friendly, maybe the one in Hojlund as well. So, here, bless you, my child. So, Ahmed, and I hope you play in Hojlund for Man United against Atletico. So yeah, good win, good performance. Even he swapped it. It was really warm. He swapped the players, 10 changes. And Heaton got full 90 minutes. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the next couple of games. Man United under 23s against Deadpool. So yeah, Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds will be on the pitch. And then we've got Hala Madrid on Thursday. So it's going to be a busy week. Then we've got Borussia Dortmund on the horizon as well. So yeah,
good test this preseason. I think we've got good. We're playing good opposition. So yeah, you know what? I'm positive. I'm positive about preseason. Are we positive about Hojlund coming, guys? This is obviously something that's been rumbling along. Obviously, as Manchester United fans, we tend to stick onto things pretty early. It's only now that obviously the general press, and all of my mates are saying, "Oh, you're going to get this guy. You're going to." Been talking about him for ages. I keep telling them to watch the shows, and they don't. But you know what? FM, they're normally Arsenal and Liverpool supporters anyway. They can do what they're doing over there in the corner. But PSG, obviously, we know what's happened with all the bid that's gone in for Mbappe. PSG had money to burn anyway. Now they're gonna have money to burn, and for their family to burn, and their family's family to burn. Is it something that we should be worried about?
Yes and no. But their new manager is Enrique, and it Luis Enrique, ex-Barcelona. And he is a winner. He is a winner manager. And they say the other week they all had a meeting in pre-season training, didn't they? The chairman of PSG. He said, right, this is a new start. There'll be no players dictating what we do, this, that, the other. So what the manager says, what the manager goes, and I think Mbappe took offence to it. So this is why they want PSG. PSG want new faces, a new start, because for all that talent they've accumulated over the years, no Champions Leagues and only one final. So it's time for this is their reset, isn't it? This is their reset, and this is where they're going to start. And they're all being, I say, even the fans are getting naffed off. It didn't work out. You could buy all them Galacticos. You didn't win. You know what I mean? Real Madrid had all them Galacticos over the years. It didn't win many Champions League titles after 2003 to 2000. You know what I mean? After that, only had Beckham and all that, and Carlos and Zidane. But yeah, so PSG rival, yes, but when the player wants to come to United with Hojlund, yeah, that's an advantage, because we've had that with Unana. He wanted to come to Manchester United, and the same with Mason Mount. So it's nice that we've got that little bit of leeway. So and who knows on the horizon? If you want to flirt a bit, who's best mates with Kylian Mbappe? Marcus Rashford. That's another possibility. Crazy, but you never know. Harry Kane as well. He's a couple of mates in the England squad. Who knows? So one or two more signings. Amrabat on the horizon as well. But that main thing, you get Ireland done as quick as, and PSG are sniffing around like a shark. So it might just galvanise them to get this over the line now. Then I say next week, get Amrabat.
Now you think, Mr. B, like Andy's saying, I think PSG have always gone in for marquee players. And I think Hojlund is not a marquee player. He's not like proved it yet to be that guy. But considering we're after him for a reason, because he fits our system. And PSV have been a bit disorganized the way they just sign players without any sort of like a computer game, just buying the best players and thinking my AI is going to help them win. You know, last season they had, or last couple of seasons they had Mbappe, Neymar, and Messi, and then behind that everyone else is doing the donkey work, and it does cause a bit of unbalance there, because it's like, why am I doing the work for you? You're not getting tracking back, that kind of thing. And just quickly on the Mbappe situation, I think his reputation is getting soiled so young. Too many demands, too much stuff outside of the game as well. I think
his mum's his agent. His mum's his agent.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I just think too many problems that come along with that. Great player, for sure, but I just don't like the way he's moving. And
as in what the way he's moving? Why? What has he done wrong?
Well, he's got loads of demands. It's too much money. I think look what he did at PSG. He was sort of had a say.
They gave him the power, though. PSG.
Yeah, but exactly. If they gave it to him, so
you created a monster. You create a monster with a player. So wherever club he goes to next,
he's like a J-Lo. Yeah, he's like a Jennifer Lopez diva, bitch. It's like I'll perform. I'll show my stuff. Like J-Lo will wear them nice outfits, show them legs, and this is, you know, I mean, everybody. Then she's happy when it's on her terms. But when it's in Mbappe, he's in the same boat now. He's a football diva. He wants the world to dictate to him. Bit like let's say, sort of a Pogba. I mean, the attitude off the pitch. Could Ten Hag manage that? I don't know. And we've just got a settled dressing room now. Absolutely, we've got harmony, and we don't need a loose cannon to come in. Don't get me wrong.
You know what, Andy? I think like when you look at great sides over the years, if you have one big superstar, you can just about get away with it. But the great sides, I know, if you look at 99 side, there are no superstars in that side. They were all good players, you know. And I think we were talking about this the other day with our Sunday league. There's a couple of teams that have been better than us because they got one or two good players, and there's who are just outstanding. And then there's a couple, but we're a team, my Sunday team. We've just got no one's outstanding, but we play as a team. That's our harmony. That's what keeps us together. And I think the same applies to Man United. Why would we bring Kylian Mbappe in? It's just going to upset the apple cart. And I don't think he can manage. We saw this with Ronaldo. The manager won't accept that sort of player coming into the club. He wants players that are all for one for all, that kind of thing. I just want to go through a few comments about the Hojlund situation. Jarley saying, don't have to really worry about Hojlund and PSG. He only wants United. They could bid 200 million and still won't get him. Stephanie's saying here, Rasmus is a done deal and dusted, so she's no concerned either. Agree totally, raw deal and wants to be a red for sure. Big T, how he's doing? He said, waiting, anticipating. That was pre-show. He's telling us to get a move on. We're a bit late. Alex is saying, what a weekend. Up the effing Reds. Want to say hi to the wrestling podcast. Go subscribe to the Bounce Off the Ropes podcast. I'm a big wrestling fan, not ashamed to say it.
Not boxing.
Wrestling, not boxing. Big up, lads. He says, and big up Andy, the man. He come for you, Andy.
And that's the bottom line because they said so.
So what you going to do when the agenda comes running wild over you? DK Wilson saying, good evening, all the way from Austin, Texas. There you go, international. Big up, DK. Hope you enjoyed watching the game on normal time the other day. Sigmund's in the house as well. If those didn't watch it, had to watch along with Sigmund and Jeff as well with Mr. B, and they were fantastic. Sigmund, really enough respect to you, man. You really.
I love that little logo. It looks like the World of Sport logo from the early 80s.
That means you're a member. Dickie Davis.
I remember that as a kid.
He's got a Dickie. Look at Sigmund's picture. He's sporting a Dickie Davis moustache as well.
He's got the glasses as well because Dickie Davis wore glasses later on. I'm sure he did.
He did. Just want to say, while we're on the subject, I want to say RIP to Trevor Francis. He was the first £1 million player bought by Forest. Didn't play him until the final when he scored a goal. And it wasn't really $1 million, though, was it? It wasn't quite $1 million, was it, Andy? It's just under $1 million, wasn't it?
It's just under $1 million, but I say, he scored against, won the European Cup with Forest, beating Malmo, won it twice, played under Brian Clough, joined Man City, Rangers, Birmingham City was his home.
Yeah.
Some of it, my dad was telling me a funny story. He remembers it. Jasper Carrot said this a couple of years ago. Trevor Francis scored twice, and he was in the United end. Jasper Carrot with his mate. And he scored, he jumped up, screaming, and he absolutely shit themselves. Yeah. And it's a well-known joke, because my dad was telling me today about the joke, because he was just talking on stand-up. So, yeah, and he's managed Leeds. And remember, he took Cantona. He took Sheffield Wednesday. So,
for people who don't know, how good a player was he?
Oh, he was good. He's one of the players of a generation. I mean, he carried on playing through the 80s. I think he played for Sampdoria.
Yeah.
I think he did play for Sampdoria, he played for Rangers. He went to can't think of what else. He stopped playing in the mid-90s, then he or something like that. Then he became a football pundit. So it was he knew what he was doing and all that. And everybody will miss him.
So I just want to say big up to Stephanie Griffiths as well. Alex is saying here, I want you to know Onana's warm-ups are incredible. And he does his punching ball. We're hearing an echo a little bit. Does his punching ball thing out of the wing. That was amazing. He was punching balls from goal to 50 yards to Garnacho. I haven't seen that, so I can't really comment, but that's nice to see. I saw him doing kick-ups, so he looked brilliant. Stephanie saying, big up to the guys on the panel. Thanks, Stephanie. Sigmund saying, Charlie, enjoyed the gift membership. Just remember, it's for 1 month only and auto renews. Okay, yeah, don't forget, guys. Man United's here saying Mbappe won't go to Saudi. Big T saying, any chance of Saudi loaning Mbappe to Newcastle? Saragon saying, Andy, thumbs up. Do you think Moise will be the biggest fool in London and take Harry Maguire 50 million? I'll leave it there.
Yeah, we would need some divine intervention, and Mr. B did it there. Just so, yeah. So, look, I hope it works out for Harry Maguire. I really do. He's not of United standard. And maybe just playing some football will increase his chances of getting in the England squad. And I hope he does it. I really do.
Mr. B, over to you. But Jeff saying hello and big up to RJ as well. Haven't read out your comments, but I know you're in the house. Keep them coming. I will read you out. Let's go.
Obviously, there's been we spoke about one striker. We've always got this little, I've had this little feeling about a certain other striker.
No, I know where you go.
And it's drifted. Well, look, listen, I don't make up the news. I've read this on numerous sources, so I will be putting it out there. That's all. Mr. Lewis, Levy's boss, has said there ain't no way they're cucking up their batty and getting no money for Harry Kane. So there's a deal to be done. I'm just putting it out there, that's all. Bayern have been very rude and very aggressive in the way that they've approached the so-called sale of Harry, and we've sat back, we've been polite. I mean, it's strange how things worked out. If he was the number one target, we decided we weren't getting him, and we was able to buy Onana and Mount for the Harry Kane money. Now, is that better for the club, getting the goalie and the midfielder, or should we just skip at that and got Harry Kane? That's one question for you guys that I want to put to you.
Well, if you get Hojlund, you get Kane, then you got to be talking contenders, having a crack at the top trophies. So I would say Harry Kane. Apparently he wants out. You know what I mean. He's either I want out. His brother's his agent, so he's open to a move. He wants out. He's apparently I've heard he's agreed terms with Bayern Munich, but who knows what if he wants out, or do you want to be a steady Eddie and just keep an Alan Shearer record and break that, or do you want to win a few trophies in your career? And that's what I mean. Look, if you go abroad, that's it. You get a couple of Bundesligas, German cups. You may even get a Champions League. You still come back. You could do 3 or 4 years over there. Come back and still beat your Premiership record. Or you come to United, be a chance to break the monopoly of English football, and like you say, stop somebody winning 4 in a row. You know what I mean? So if we got Hojlund and Kane, we'd have to be talk serious. We'd have to be taken seriously. But we need a number 9 even to get into the top 4. We have got to fight for the top 4 this season.
But the thing is, you and Mr. B have been always chat backstage and sort of plant seeds on each other about this deal happening just before the transfer window. You even got a date set just before the transfer window is going to happen. I don't know where you're getting this from, but I heard the other day that Harry Kane's wife was out in Germany, in Munich, looking for properties or something like that. I don't know how true that is, but it looks like a better proposition. We had Kim, who had a similar situation. Kim, the centre-back from Napoli, who was enticed by Man United, enticed by Bayern Munich. He ended up going to Bayern Munich, and I understand why. They're a great club. But I think like you said, the only factor for me is becoming a Premiership all-time record holder. He's already beaten Jimmy Greaves, which is an outstanding achievement for Spurs. But the Alan Shearer mark was at 260 goals. He's on the cusp of that. And I think staying in England, the only club that really would be a good fit for him right now is Man United. City don't need him. Liverpool can't afford him. And
Chelsea, maybe.
Would he go to a London club?
Well, if he stays, what if he wants to stay in London? He could do that. I mean, he's not going to join Arsenal, is he? So Chelsea, possible. I could see Chelsea if they wanted him. They need a striker. So Tottenham would love a bidding war. Tottenham would not sell to anybody. But if the boss upstairs has told you, you have got to sell this guy, he ain't going for free, and you're not your own person. You know what? Daniel Levy's got a phone. If Daniel Levy lets him walk, he'll be walking as well, Daniel Levy. You know what I mean? So the owner of Tottenham, you're getting told by the owner of Tottenham, you got to sell him or tie him down to a new contract. So there's something in it, definitely. So he could even sign a prenup. Kane could even say, right, Man United, I'll join you, but next year, let me get this record. Let me get this Premiership record. And in January, I'll sign that prenup and I will join you after the Euros. That's it. Agreed, stamped, sealed. So he could do that. He could really do that. Unfortunately, Mbappe hasn't got that same option. He wants to drag his feet and be a nice little diva. He's getting booted out by Tottenham. What keep him, Harry Kane. So, yeah, I'd take that option with Harry Kane. They say, definitely I'm getting that vibes of last day, transfer deadline day. With it's in his veins, Tottenham, yeah. But yeah.
While we're on the subject, RJ saying Kane is in vain at Spurs. We got some rhyming slang again. Football United TV, go and subscribe to him. Matty, how you doing? He said Hojlund is a sensible transfer. Man United is saying Man United are not interested in Kane.
Yeah.
Emma saying here, Kane is not going to provide anything but goals and a few assists. A midfielder and a keeper are much better business. That's from Emma K. Matty again saying Man United will place a bid. It's certain they can match the Munich's 80 million, which is not much really. 100 million. Man United are playing 100 million for Kane. That's from Man United. Boxer saying here, fight for the top 8. To be honest, you have to include Newcastle and Villa's rivals. Villa looking good. Saragon, how you doing, man? Say talk about Kane is the number one choice at United. There's talk about that being our main choice. Jarley saying if we get Kane, we will score at least 2 goals a game. Who knows? With a team we are building, Kane could maybe compete for Haaland as top goal scorer, which he had 30 goals last season, didn't he? Which is tremendous. Big up, Jeffy saying he's with Mr. B and Tate for a late window Kane bonanza, and Big T saying Alan Shearer is paying Kane's wife to take Kane to Germany. He won't like that, will he? Just going off subject slightly here, what's your views on 1958 post accusing big accounts from being on the payroll? Just happens to coincide with the tour. Where do you draw the line between business and United fandom?
I haven't a clue. So you're saying big accounts are on the payroll to favour? I've heard this. Certain influencers, certain journalists are on the payroll to back Sir Jim Ratcliffe. I've heard this before now and again. So it won't surprise me. There's certain people in the media who are getting, let's say, brown envelopes. We all know about that in the 90s, don't we? Little brown envelope here. You do that. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Or in other words, I'll stick a knife in you. You stick a knife in me, and twist it. So, yeah, it won't surprise me with the way the media is. You know what I mean? Certain influencers will get something in return if you praise me like you should, as Fatboy Slim would say. So, yeah.
Just want to say hi to Mohammed. How you doing? He said, okay, evening, everyone. Big up, Mohammed. Everyone say hi to Mohammed in the comments as well. Haven't seen Mohammed for a long time. And Boxer saying Kane could be reminiscent of Cantona with the impact if he comes in. He's got 3 choices, says Stephanie Griffiths. Options would be stay at Spurs, join Poch at Chelsea, or at least United deadline day drama. Man United saying here, Levy wants to sell now because Harry Kane doesn't want to sign a new contract. Same situation as Mbappe. Both clubs don't want to lose them for free next season. There you go.
Here's one for you. Jadon Sancho. Obviously, on Monday we were talking about him not having a position. Just before I came on, I'm not trying to find out who said it. To be fair, they think that he might be playing him as the false number 9. Do you think that takes away the fact that we're going to be looking for another striker, or you think that we might be priced out of getting the other striker and the money's going to go somewhere else?
Who are you asking?
I'm asking both of you.
Well, I see Andy's eyes going. He's thinking about this. He was, all right, Andy, while you're thinking about that, I'll just say this. I've heard before, I don't know how true this is, but Ten Hag wants 2 different types of striker. He wants a main guy, maybe like Hojlund, and he wants a guy that can play as a false 9. And maybe that's what we're seeing here. Maybe, I'm just speculating. I don't know for sure. But I'm like, at first we're seeing the lineup. I thought Sancho's got to be down on the right or got to be down the left. But he played in the middle 2-3 games now with through pre-season for 45 minutes. And everyone here seems to be impressed by him. He holds up the ball well, especially in the box. When he gets into the box, he still maybe a bit overplays it, but he's very good tight control in those areas and sort of can pass it around and shape people up and everything else. And the one thing I thought he was lacking was electric pace. But all these rumors,
he fried Gabriel.
All this rumors about being overweight. He ran to the halfway line, anticipated his mistake, and ran away from the centre back, who's got long legs. And you think, right, over 50 yards, you're going to catch him. No, we're running with the ball, touch. He got away from Gabriel, and that's impressive. So I want to give him credit for getting himself in shape. I saw some pictures which were looking to make him look bloated, and Arsenal fans were giving us hell. I said, then when I went and investigated, he looked trim. So I don't know, maybe it was an edited picture or something, but I'm really impressed with his electric pace to get away from the defender there. So I think he can do a job, and I think don't expect him to score goals in that role. Expect him to do what he does, which is keep the ball, pop it around in tight areas, and he likes to bring people into play. He'd rather pass than shoot a lot of the time. So I think it's a good foil.
Yeah. I think the term you're looking for, gentlemen, is airbrushed.
Yeah,
airbrushed.
Yeah.
Airbrushed on either side to make him look bigger. Yeah, that's airbrushed. Yeah. I think Sancho, say he was, I've heard that playing as a false 9, and it's a sort of a trial. And to be fair, let me say, he did well. He took his chance, and he just run. He's probably been told, oh, when you get into a position, you got to shoot. You can't. Can you imagine if he'd done that and then cut back? Can you imagine he ran right to the edge, shoot, I cut back. Help! Anyone here? You know what I mean? It's like a rabbit in the headlights. You know what I mean? But I'm so glad he took his chance and scored and hit it. Like I say, he's got to do more of that. And if he doesn't, he's got competition with, like I say, with Ahmed, Palestra, Garnacho, them wingers. You know what I mean? So he's let's just say he needs a gentle kick up the arse. So that's a nice way of putting it. You know, sometimes competition brings out the best of you. And to be fair, that was Bundesliga Sancho. That was Bundesliga Sancho.
Mr. B, can I ask you? I'm going to turn host now, yeah, and put the spotlight on you. You've called Garnacho the Sancho Slayer, as if to put down Sancho and say, maybe he's not good enough. I've heard, I'm not going to call out names or show receipts, but I've heard people in the comments saying he should be on the sell list. He's not good enough. He needs to go back to Dortmund. He's not good. He's overweight, all this kind of thing. What are your thoughts now, Mr. B? Because you posed the question, so it shows me you've been thinking about it.
I have. Look, he can't play on the left. He does not get in on the left ahead of Garnacho and Rashford. That's just straight up standard. The amount of money that Anthony played for, Anthony was bought for, I don't think he's going to be on that side, on the right. He can do a job on the right. Now, if Ten Hag can find a place for Sancho in our squad, I'll be absolutely delighted. But I also see Sancho as £50 million that we can spend somewhere else. And that's how I see him. At the moment, it's money. I see him as money. If he stays, great. If he stays, it means he's going to do a good job. Now, if he's playing as a number 9, then that's a surprise to me, you, Andy, and I can say at least 60-70% of the Man United base, because we're all thinking our Sancho's got to go. I've said it already. I don't think he has a position in the team. But if he's doing that and can do that, you know, 1 in 2 games, or 2, maybe 1 in 2, maybe too much. 1 in 3. I don't even think one. Look, if he has 2 involvements in every 3 games, I'll take that if that's the position that he's going to be playing in. You say that he sees a pass. He does see a pass, but he needs to be ruthless or he's not going to be in the team. You know, and this is the problem that he's got. He's got to be ruthless or he will not be in the team. Right now, Ten Hag's taking no prisoners. Like they did to Arsenal on the pitch. Before the game, we said it wasn't a friendly. Arsenal said it wasn't a friendly. As soon as the game's finished, they're moaning about hard tackles. They're moaning about this. They're moaning about that. That's a delight for me as a Man United fan because I feel that we're now ahead of Arsenal and we've already got in their head. They've got 4 games to change what they did. Guarantee you, Rice, Havertz, and Partey, and Rice, Havertz, and Odegaard aren't the 3 that start against us. When they play us, because they weren't good enough. There's no way Kai Havertz. I don't think that 3 beats R3. That's how I'm looking at it. If they go with Partey, Rice, and Odegaard, then I feel that would be a better match. But if he goes in there with that, we've showed them things that he wasn't expecting. You've seen on the news today, oh, he wants them to press more. He wants them to all of the stuff that we gave them and we showed them how far behind. He just said, oh, he's realized how far behind and what they need to do. So we've now given them the kick up the backside. But will it be enough? I don't think so. Because now we psychologically, we know they're a bunch of crybabies, innit?
Beautiful.
Good point. But still, you're not quite giving up on Sancho. Then you're still
no. I've given up this. What I've given up on Martial, but Sancho, I wanted him for so long.
Yeah.
I would listen, man. We ran him down for 2 years, and it was like when we got him, it was like hallelujah. And now he's come. He's not that guy, but I want. Listen, Ten Hag sent him. He owes Ten Hag. He owes Ten Hag big time. He sent him away. He took all of the pressure away. People didn't even know where he went. They took all of the pressure away from him. He owes him. You understand how he was in Holland? Yeah. Where was he? There you go. So no, I'm really hoping that it works out for him. I mean, look, he's on, and anyway, bruv, he's on 350 grand a week. Don't take the piss. And for half of that, you were swanning in Amsterdam.
Okay. Just quickly, while we're on this topic, quickly, they're saying here, I think Sancho will be more of a striker role this season from Jali. We've got a box saying, could David Sancho move to a number 9 as big as Henry when he became a number 9 as well? Emma's saying here, it was just the wind, talking about his pace when he got away from Gabriel. Very funny. Jeff saying, if Erik ten Hag can turn Sancho into number 9, he gets manager of the decade. Jale is again saying Sancho does finish chances when he's through on goal, as Andy was saying there. I want to say big up to Red Devil Studio. Go and subscribe to his channel. He's saying can't rely on Sancho in at number 9. Big up.
But what about a false number 9? Well, that's the false.
Jeffrey Griffin saying Sancho has to start using his pace. He obviously has got, because everyone saw it live. Emma saying here Sancho as a false 9. And then a more traditional number 9, that seems good in her eyes. Different situations, of course, with different players as well. Box here is saying, Sancho, not on my sell list. I'll give it another season. He also says he wants to see the unleashing of Pelestri. He came on the other day, didn't he, Andy?
Yeah, he did. And he didn't do much, but it's his first outing of the season, so you can't really comment on him. And I think he'll probably play against Wrexham, Deadpool FC. So yeah, definitely he'll get a game. It'll be 2 different squads, one it under 23s against Wrexham. It's going to be, you're going to see the debut of Unana as in goal against Real Madrid as well. So yeah, and it's going to be a media swarm against Real Madrid because everybody's going to be, the cameras, press, and all that are going to be on Real Madrid with Mbappe, Man United as well. And, I just want to say all the best to Shaka Hislop. I seen him collapse over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I hope he's all right and he's on the mend.
Mm.
My dad says when you wear a suit in that heat, it's probably what it was, you know. So warm, mate. I couldn't believe that. I don't know. And people are videoing it and sharing it. You don't want to see stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Good shout there, Andy. Definitely good shout. Jay Lee saying here, I heard Arteta after the game was on fire, furious, very angry for what I understand. His team went running after the game in that heat. Sigmund saying here, if Sancho is an option up front, he's an option that we can play. How long until Martial breaks down again this year? And finally, I just want to big up Darren Tubbs. Everyone give him a wave. One of my really good friends. We talk a lot about football. He's a Liverpool fan, but really knowledgeable as well. And he's just started a new page as well on Facebook for football, where you can interact as well. There's going to be a lot of interaction, a lot of players, a lot of fans from different clubs coming together to talk football. So big up to you, Darren Tubbs, and with your new project. It's called KIM. Keep it moving.
You'll have to send it, man. I'll Google it up on Facebook.
I'll send it to you later, Andy. It's KIM. Keep it moving, guys, on Facebook. Darren Tubbs, top man.
Right. Finally, before we shoot off, we lost our mind about a week and a half ago. Iqbal sold for pence. Ethan Laird sold for pence. 2 contract renewals today, contract extensions. There you go. Look, Andy, look,
I
didn't see this on the agenda.
Andy's looking puzzled. The one day's looking puzzled.
Where's your info, man? Sauce? Brown sauce, mayonnaise, mustard.
Bennet contract extension and what's the young under? What's our 18-year-old? The little short one, Reece Bennett. Bennett and the centre midfielder.
Gore.
Both signed contract
from WWE. Gore.
Yeah.
Al Gore. Yeah. He was vice president. Al Gore. He's the only Gore I know. Al Gore.
He's got contracts, has he? Gore.
Yep, they both got contract extensions. Nice. They've been training. They had been training with the first team the majority of last season.
Okay.
So obviously Ten Hag's seen them, been watching them, and as much as we were moaning about letting these players go, maybe they didn't have the right minerals, because these are ones now under 23's captain, straight in there now. He's training with the first team. So just something to think about moving forward, that he is watching it. He is watching. And we have got some good youngsters. This is the part of the Ten Hag that I'm really going to look to see. He wants to get a winning squad, yes, but he likes working with kids. He can say that they're really he loves that. So guess what? If these kids have got the ability, and they've got the humbleness, which maybe Iqbal didn't have, then. Moving forward, as I said, it's all about discipline. They were able to do exactly what they wanted under Oli to a certain extent, because, they had this. Ten Hag ain't ramping no more. You either toe the line or you get out. We see the line that's being told in pre-season.
Yeah,
we saw at the end of last season.
Marcus Rashford, he got up late. He was dropped against Wolves.
Yeah.
So he didn't set his alarm clock and he was benched. So, yeah.
It's really interesting point you say there about Gore and thing, because obviously we're not behind the scenes. We can only judge by what we see. So I really like Zidane Iqbal as a player, but I think the characteristics we don't see is what gets these guys like Dan Bennett and Gore signed. Maybe they've got the real characteristics, professionalism, and all that kind of thing, which scouts know, which coaches know, which suggests why they would be recommended for a new contract. And the way Gore played the other day with his drive, determination, that's what stood out for me. He really could have put on a good performance. Whereas Zidane Iqbal, technically really good, but maybe there's something lacking which he needs to develop mentally or maturity or whatever that he didn't show. It's a really tough game, isn't it? Saying goodbye to players, but congratulations to those two.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to that has popped into your heads?
Can we talk about the Arsenal game again?
Listen, on Monday, we can talk about that game all week. I don't care. Every day we can come on. We have we can have a 5-minute slot where we talk about our joy in that game. I said I was on there with Sigmund and Jeff.
I could reach for my bottle, but I've bottled it on the other side of the room. And my bottle's gone. My bottle's gone over there. You know what I mean? So it's prime Arsenal.
Give it to them. Give it to them. They deserve
the energy drink. It's empty. Once you've drunk it, it's empty. There's nothing in it. Like it's just like the bottle prime, isn't it? Arsenal, it loses its character, its polarity and fizz. It's irrelevant now, Prime. Just like Arsenal. Prime Arsenal, irrelevant.
Oh, good. Look, the expectation of their fans, they've been sort of teased about what they could have won. Here's what you could have won, like bullseye, you know? And it turns out they bottled it at the end of the season, and they can't run away from that. And I do think they're a very good team. But they tried to play through teams, to try to slice and dice and open teams up. But you can't do that all the way. I think their fans are really hyped right now. And I'm starting to realize that we are in a better position than them because we can handle all situations. We've got the experience. We've got the toughness about us as well. And we would never, and I repeat, we would never lay down like that. When we seize the opportunity like that with a league, we wouldn't throw away points. I can't see that happening.
This is where we go. I'll go into a season. I don't expect us to be in a title race. And Arsenal were in this scenario last year.
Yeah.
So if we somehow find ourselves in this position, what Arsenal are, can we do it? Can we manage it?
We've got a better manager.
Yeah. Have we got a better chance of winning the league if we find ourselves in a title race? But we have to wait and see. We can only do our own thing. But if we improve on our away record against the top 6, we'll have half a chance. Yeah. I've already personally in my mind I've wrote off the Etihad derby for next year. If I'd rather lose that, you know what I mean, and go the rest of the season unbeaten, you know what I mean. I'll write that off. I'll write Anfield off. If you tell me you'll lose them 2 games, but you're still being a title race, I'll rip your hands off. I'll snatch him off. That's it.
Andy, can I ask you a quick question about Liverpool? Because obviously you're up in the northwest as well. Do you think they've got 90 points to win their league and they really peaked and then they've fallen off a lot? Do you think you've seen Henderson leave, you've seen Milner leave, you've seen Fabinho maybe leaving as well? Do you think they're going to drop off even further now based on that? No,
I don't, because it's Liverpool. And I just think they'll have a point to prove to miss out. And they'll be wanting to get back in the Champions League. I see Liverpool being in the top 4 and being in a title race. I don't see them winning it, but I said this to my friend in work. He's a Liverpool fan, and he was surprised when I said it's just that Liverpool. They won the league, they missed out so many times, then they won it, then they dropped off when they won it, and they come back again. They failed the last season, so yeah, and it all depends on Klopp, because if Klopp doesn't work out, you know, maybe 7th season syndrome, if they have another bad season, he could leave. He could leave. But I don't see that. I see Liverpool in the title race. I do. And I think most City fans say Liverpool will be in a title race. I don't see Arsenal in a title race. I see Arsenal trying to win a trophy. And if you win an FA Cup or League Cup, thank your lucky stars and thank God you've won a trophy, and don't mock other teams thinking you're the Johnny Big Bollocks because you throw all the other trophies out the door to concentrate on one. You get a trophy, be thankful. I was extremely thankful for winning the League Cup last season. I think everybody was, because I visited you guys and we won the Cup at Wembley. So we missed out on the FA Cup. So cherish what you got in life. Whatever, any enjoyment, you seize it with both hands, whether it be in normal life or in things you enjoy watching in football. Life is too short. If you want a trophy, you win it, enjoy it, get smashed, get on with it.
I've one more thing.
Yeah.
It's going on Monday, finished up. Just one more thing I'm going to say.
Brother is a nightmare. It's such a wind up. He's a Liverpool fan. Do you agree with Andy? Do you think, because I don't think Liverpool will be in the mix. Do you agree with Andy saying they will be up there?
I hope they are. I really, really hope. I really hope that they are. I want Liverpool to be good because I think we're going to be better. there's one thing I've noticed in pre-season, right? You know, everybody else is conceding loads of goals, 4s and 5s. There's 4 4s, there's 3 3s.
Brighton, Chelsea.
We're not conceding no goals. We're not conceding any goals. Games are won on goals. Titles are won on defense. We need to remember that. I just think that the amount of goals that we conceded, we're going to be set. Just remember what I'm saying, guys. Remember what I'm going to put notes.
You clip yourself.
It's not even to be clipped. I'm being 100. Our defense next season is going to be the bedrock of everything that we do. We're probably going to get a load of 1-0 games on Monday. We probably will get a load of 1-0 games next season. But the amount of clean sheets that we got this season, I'm convinced we're going to get more. Look at all these teams in pre-season. Why are we the only ones caring about not conceding goals? 4-4, 3-3, 4-2, 4-3. I mean, these games.
We finished on 75 points. Do you see an extra 10 points on the board this season?
Yeah. Easy. I say easily.
Points. 85 points plus
puts us in the mix.
I think it does. It has to, because that City have done. All City's titles have been in the 90 bracket. So 80 plus points will throw you in the mix, definitely. Because we're only 9 points off Arsenal, and like I say, and they were only 7 points off City, was it something like that? So it's just like you say, them games where you draw or you lose, you might get something, an extra point here. You beat Crystal Palace, you draw with Arsenal. That's an extra 4 points you could have got last season. That could have took us to 78, 79 points. You know what I mean? So beating Southampton as well, 82 points. So you don't lose to West Ham, you don't lose to Brighton. You get a draw and you get a win. So yeah.
Looking at 10. See, I see you, Jeff.
Saracens asking Andy, why are you not in the USA, bro?
Why indeed? Why? It's called Know Your Financial Restrictions. I am like Barcelona, but I don't pull levers, spanners, and fucking TV deals, man. I can't afford it. My boys can, and they've worked so hard for this, and they're enjoying their moment, Jay and the gang. So they're enjoying this, and I say fair play to them. I'm part of their family, and they look after me, and I just like it the way it is. Maybe one day I'll go. Maybe, who knows? But you won't find me because I'll disappear because I'm in America.
There you go. A few shouts out there for Villa, Rajet, and I think Box was talking about Villa's side.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a Villa fan on for the takeaway, to be fair, just to talk about, because I think they've been going under the radar with Uma Emery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get him on. I'll get him on, and we'll have a Premier League discussion. But guys, look, 15 minutes just under. Guys, if you are still here, I should have asked you earlier on. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. Andy, where can we find you?
You can find me on the Stretford Paddock. You can find me on the Man United Agenda. You can find me here, there. He's every bloody where. Andy Tate. So, yeah, you can find me on the socials. I'm on TikTok, you don't stop. And I'm on Instagram. So, yeah, you can find me anywhere. And Facebook.
On Monday, I know you got a day off tomorrow. So,
no. Sorry, yeah. I'm working.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
So I've got a day off from the agenda. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, that's no problem. So I'll see you Wednesday. Guys, tomorrow we will be back at 8:30. I don't know who's going to be on with me. Maybe I'll be on with myself with my big face and my glasses. Who knows? But guys,
unfortunately.
Guys, thanks for watching.
Sorry, unless you want to go at 10 p.m., we could do a Trevor McDonald again. Dum.
we might do a dum, guys. It might not be
do it, like say dum. Exclusive. Manchester United have got Kylian Mbappe. Dum. Manchester United have got Harry Kane. Boing. Man United have Hojlund. You know, that's 3 big
You know
boings.
Yeah. We'll do a Boeing show at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So guys, look, hit the notification bell, but it's probably gonna be a Boeing 10 o'clock show tomorrow. Guys,
Bog show more like.
let's no comment. Guys, thanks for watching.
At 10 o'clock, man. You know.
Guys, thanks for watching.
Later, guys. Thank you.
Need to get Rebel on the Boeing show at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Hello there! Hey, you big gobshite! Hey!
How long will Rebel coming back this week or next week?
I think he's back next week.